Okay, welcome back. Whoever's watching, I need to put an announcement. We'll do that right now. There we go. Announcement's out. Stream delay should have ended for anyone joining the stream right now. You probably see a countdown, but by the time you watch this, the countdown's going to be gone like magic. Okay, so what's going on here? We've got a match today. It's Battle for Midway Week 2. This is a cross-divisional match because there were an uneven number of teams. There's two divisions that only have 5 teams in them instead of 6. So instead of having a bye week, those two divisions are going to be playing each other. Um, so the team that would have had a bye will be playing the team that would have had a bye. Pretty simple, straightforward. But what it means is that teams that were seeded into separate divisions are going to be playing each other, and these divisions were seeded based off of player ability or team expectation ability. So the end result is that these might not be the most competitive of matches. Now, there was an additional work being done, I believe, to put the bottom seed of Division C against the bottom seed of Division D, so you don't end up with a situation where it's the top seed of Division D against the bottom seed of Division D, but it's still cross-divisional games. So we'll see what happens here today. I'm excited to watch it because this is the only match I'm going to be able to cast this particular week, probably. I'm hoping for a good match. I don't think that there's a massive skill difference between a Div C team and a Div D team, anyways. So, um, skill gap is hopefully a little bit small. We'll find out. But one thing I'm going to go ahead and bring up, these teams. Okay, so even though there's an expectation of a team winning and an expectation of a team losing, every single team in Group D is going to be playing against a team in Group C. So the pressure is still there for these teams. For the Group C team, they're looking to get like a full on all out win. Like if you win 5-0 and the other teams in your division only win 4-1 in their cross divisional matchup, you're up one drop win. And same goes for Div D Group 4. If they get 0-5 and their opponent or one of the other teams in their division gets one drop win, like a 1-4 result, that's a drop win that they don't have. So you definitely are playing for the drops, even if you aren't playing for the match win necessarily. Like, of course, you'd love to win, but let's get some realistic expectations here, right? Again, I don't think there's that big of a skill gap, but it's definitely an underdog situation here. So introducing the two teams, we have 228 Hellraisers from Heaven. Yeah, that's our Div C team. And for Div D, we've got European Dragoons. So this is an Oceanic versus European matchup. One group of players is drinking coffee to try and stay awake. The other group of players is rubbing the sleep out of their eyes and hoping that everyone wakes up on when their alarm goes off. We have a team locked, so I'm going to cut the chat a little bit here. We're going to River City. We're playing a 7v7 5-cap conquest format here. All mechs are allowed except for legendaries or other mechs that have not been made available yet for in-game MC. What does MC even stand for? Mercenary currency? I don't remember. I know what CBIL stands for, but yeah. So first drop here is going to be River City. Second drop's also going to be River City. Only difference is that we're switching team sides. So if there's a map imbalance, then both teams get a chance to play on the good side. There's a 320-ton limit for drops 1 and 2. So 228's coming in a little bit on a diet here at 310. Not big. 10 tons here or there. When we're talking about battle mechs, it's not all that much. On your bathroom scale, it would be, but okay. Teams are ready. So off we launch. I'm still loading in. I haven't crashed. Fairly confident. Again, if there's an issue with the stream, let me know in chat. I will be trying to find and identify that. But there's a 5-minute delay, plus there's however many minutes it takes me to find your comment. So let me know as soon as possible. Teams are giving each other a GLHF here. They know it's coming. And both teams know that it's a cross-divisional game. So it's entirely possible for Div D to win, though. I played my cross-divisional match last week because I'm in Div D myself, and we managed to take one drop win, or my team did. I wasn't in that particular drop. It's close enough to be competitive, but we're kind of expecting like a 4-1 type result here today, I would say. 4-1, 3-2, that type of thing in the favor of the Div C team. But I haven't looked up any stats. Like, I don't know, maybe on Jarl's list, these two teams are exactly dead even. All right, waiting for the teams to come in. I'm going to go look at water. Nope. Okay, teams are coming in. I got a little bit bored there. There was no action on my screen. All right, here we go. We got some blue flames. There are no Hellions on the table, though. Jade Kite, 5 large pulse. Vapor Eagle, ERPPC heavy machine guns, that's the hero. Rifleman, large pulse, and a Phoenix Hawk with mixed PPC, small laser backup. Pretty standard stuff. Looks like a pair of traders. A bit of a wolf pack with some teeth and some larger mechs as well. They're splitting for the 3 cap as you'd expect out of range setup. AP Goss on the mislinks. The new weapons are making an appearance here. What do we got on the opposing side? They've done SRM2. Black Lanterns are Brawl. So Arctic Wolf, I'm going to assume they're both the same. I'm going to check that, though. Yeah, so SRM2, I consider that a little bit unconventional, maybe undergunned even. But they're definitely brawling. They invested a lot of tonnage into those Black Lanterns. The rest of the team, so some of those PPC Firestars. So they're Brawl, except the Firestar is not pure Brawl. They're making a move for Kappa. And by they, I mean European Dragoons. They're wearing the red trousers for this particular fight. They're going to grab the 3 cap. We'll see how the response is from 228. 228 is setting up to cross the bridge. They don't want to be. I expect they're going to cross the bridge, go to High City. They need a 3rd cap right now, and they should know that their opposing team is brawlers. They haven't seen any traders yet at this point, and when your match is a minute and a half in and your traders haven't been shot by their traders, you have a good idea they didn't bring any traders. We'll see what this rotation is. A little bit of jump scouting going on with the Phoenix Hawk as European Dragoons are just leaving Kappa now. And again, they've probably got a good idea of what the opposing team is doing right now. They should. Epsilon Cap is being taken. Only a single mech was sent for that. However, this is a point of weakness right now on the team at the airport, and they're not exactly set up to receive. They haven't decided whether they're crossing or not, but half their team mechs have started crossing the bridge, half their mechs have not. That night gear is very slow relative to the other mechs on the table. They're not in a position to deal damage if they're receiving a push. They're kind of on the back slope, and they're not crossing either. Now, they didn't get jumped, though. They sent the mech from Epsilon to Gammas. This is an uneven fight. They are down a number here, 228 IRB. So we'll see how this goes. Going to be all about the receive, and this is they're stacked together on this receive, which means that when one mech goes down, the European Dragoons are quickly going to be able to chain into a second mech. Even trade here, Black Knight for a Black Lantern. Not even on tonnage, but even on pilots. And this is an outnumbered fight. The push is continuing. Looks like it's stalled up a little bit, but now it is continuing. Mislinks, good some shots in with that AP Goss. It's more of a Pop-Tarter as opposed to pure Brawler. Rifleman 2C was getting reared from behind by one of those Arctic Wolves. Taking a while to go down, but should be dead in any second now. Okay, focus fire changed to legs. And still not down. Rifleman taking forever to die. It's only a 65-ton Fragile Clan Heavy. Should be dead already. And that's only the 3rd mech to go down. This brawl has been underway for a while. Very few casualties. Now it's starting to... Wait, that Rifleman's still up? Oh my goodness, this is a disaster. European Dragoons cannot kill the Riflemen. Finally go, but they are down 3 mechs now. And the mech that was capping Sigma went to Kappa. So very much playing hard for the caps right now with 228. I'm kind of surprised they didn't bring back for the Brawl, but if they leg every single one of their opponents, the Arctic Wolf that is legged does go down to self-destruction, but that'd be a mech that would be incapable of capping, and the caps are already at 400 to 220. The early cap lead quickly disappearing in this 5 cap situation. Mistlink still putting in some work. Dan the Mech Man putting some fire in. What is this Black Lantern doing at the cap point? They are they're legged, so they are not in the fight, but they're also not going to be very capable of capping. And we're down to a single fire starter here, fighting against both the Phoenix Hawk, which is heavily damaged, and the Mistlinks. Mistlinks might be running low on ammo though, be my expectation. Phoenix Hawk is almost dead. One little tickle to the rear would do it. And Black Lantern is now joining the fight. They gave up on the cap. They were on that cap point. Now it's being taken behind them, and they're chasing a Mistlinks. Well, they've got one leg. This is over on caps. It's not even over on the fight. It's over on the caps. I would call some of these decisions from both teams a little bit questionable, but in the end of the day, the capping commando got the job done, even if the rest of the team hadn't gotten the job done, which they did. And there we go. Final kill picked up. Firestarter looks like a rear CT kill on a leg mech. Phoenix Hawk doing what almost got done to them. Yeah, decisive win. Not the cleanest receive setup I've seen, I would say, but it's also a little bit difficult to do a receive on that side. I'm going to pop up some numbers here in a little bit. Just need to get my match IDs inputted. See if I can pull it up on screen. So top damage actually goes to the Flea, Ranger Dave. They ended up dying, but they put up 480 before going down, along with 22 team damage. I'm wondering if there's a strike in there. They also picked up 2 kills. Just a Flea putting up the highest damage on your team. Probably either they were the last one standing, which they weren't, or they must have gotten a strike in there. That'd be my guess. One of the Black Lanterns got legged early, I take it. One of the Arctic Wolves didn't quite get the damage either. And I need to rotate the team, because that's what's going on here today. Got a 228 player tag on the European Dragoons. That doesn't make things any less confusing. European Dragoons, highest damage out of the Firestarter with the Stumbo's VPC small laser combo. Picked up 3 kills as well. Very well done. But yeah, just kind of, I guess the push. I thought they got in there, but I guess they got chewed up on the approach. Damage numbers just aren't quite there, although they kind of are. Maybe it's more of a focus fire issue. All right, do we need map strats on this? I don't think we do. Trying to confirm that the I hope we got the players correct. I mean, their player tags are all messed up, but nobody's saying anything, so I'm assuming it's all good. I'm not seeing much action on these players' sides, so here's hoping everything's good. Let's pull up the map then. We've got some time, it looks like. And I have the wrong map on my map room. Why do I have the wrong map? I selected the correct one. Anyway, here we are. Yeah, what was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about something on this map. So I'll just do a little recap of what happened. Pretty straightforward. Team 2, they went for a big push, went to Kappa, they grabbed their 3 cap. Kind of seemed to sit a little bit before making the final push. And, let's draw some lines for Team 1 here. Team 1 in the blue, they moved to Gamma. They sent some of their lights to grab Kappa. They also went for Theta. Then they just all regrouped back up in the airport. Sent one mech after Kappa was taken to go grab Epsilon. And then the little Cap mech that could went around to Sigma, to Kappa, and to Gamma, which is just an absolutely insane running around the entire rim of the map doing nothing type match to play as that commando pilot. They did get to do a little bit of fighting at the end, though. That's nice, but basically they were on cap duty as soon as it was realized that their opponents were trying to do a 3 cap. 228 Hellraisers decided to just put the 5 cap on their opponent. Fair is fair. Looks to me like players are set. Okay. I was wondering if I was somehow had a bug where I wasn't getting them in lobby or something, because there was been absolutely no communication in there, which is a little bit unusual. No chatter, no nothing, But hey, teams are ready. We're doing this again. Wait, what? 250 tons from 228? No, that's not 228. That's European Dragoons. Wait, is 250 tons even legal? I know there's a minimum tonnage on these drops. No, 250 tons is underweight. Did I see that correctly? That might be a. I don't want to use the F word. But you all know what I mean. Well, I'm not a referee, so I'll let these two teams sort it out. But I think that might have been an illegal drop tonnage. The lower limits on this league are actually quite stringent compared to previous leagues where sometimes there wasn't even a minimum tonnage. Oh boy, I'm being accused of being on a team. I can't even chat with them because I don't know what buttons to hit. Wow, really? Did I rebind that many keys on this casting setup? I may have. Anyway, yeah, there's a long-standing bug where spectators' names are shown on the opposing team when loading in. There we go. That's the question. 250 tons. The minimum tonnage is 300. The maximum is 320. So 250 tons is actually tonnage violation.
Command coming in. Capture and hold
But
the resource point. Stop any
gonna look at their drop deck anyways. Bunch of javelins, some PC, and mag shots. I'm assuming all three are the same. Yes. No, they are not. One of them is the classic old school build. Actually, not that old because he's got the X-Pulse lasers, Vulcan, Snubs, and mag shots, AP Gauss on Vipers. So this is a full-on mag shot AP Gauss type setup, and with a lot of speed. They're probably going to try to play caps, be my guess. That's the only reason why you dropped so light, I do believe. Opposing side has an Incubus, heavy, large, light machine gun. On that Blackjack Arrow, there's actually some no light machine gun, large X pulse, so not the mag shot build. A little bit of ERPPC on the Crusader. Firestar's got light PPC, so there's definitely a little bit more skirmish on the side of 228 Hellraisers from Heaven. The ERPPC Crusader is definitely giving them a range advantage. although one is Snubnose PPC, so that's more brawl. Interesting. Yeah, we're just going to see a big push here out of European Dragoons. They've decided to try and cheese it up a little, see if they can pick up a win off of the fast brawl tactic. Although I do believe that they are a team that kind of does default to fast brawl, even in a more normative divisional matchup. Getting some good damage on the Incubus. See how that, well, is it good damage or is it spread damage? Let's find out. Oh, almost took out a rear side torso. Clan extra light engine means the Incubus would have survived even if it lost a side torso, but it would have been heat capped and speed capped as well. So pretty important that Incubus managed to survive and get out. Recap situation against this massive movement here from the European Dragoons, where they are going to just. It looks like they're just going to do a counter NASCAR from cap point to cap point. And for those of you who are wondering what a counter NASCAR is, basically it's just NASCAR, but in the opposite direction. And what we're seeing from 228 Hellraisers from Heaven, I'm going to call them wrong multiple times this match. My apologies. They're setting up a bit of a range receive skirmish here. Unlike their previous receive drop deck, they have speed. The Crusaders have a lot more speed than the Nikier and Riflemen did, and the rest of their force is also highly mobile. Probably their slowest mech might be that Blackjack, although they again are electing to go into a 6v7 receive type situation. This time, they're at the front of the airport, not at the back of the airport, so their kiting distance is significantly reduced here. We'll see how this goes. They have a significant tonnage advantage, even though they are down a mech because the opposing side drops so under tonnage. Capo was decapped but not taken. They're electing to bring their cap mech back this time instead of sending them around the map in a giant circle, which makes sense given the speed and tonnage difference this time around compared to the previous drop. European Dragoons having a lot of Vipers and Javelins, which are very fast mechs. Incubus is open center torso, and powered down. Looks like they have finally died. They did manage to power up before going down. We've also lost a second mech from 228. And a third mech. European Dragoons are pulling it off. They're pulling up a drop upset here. However, I don't think it's going to count. Crusader is powered down. Oh, lost an arm as well. Griffin space, even when they come back up, they have almost no weaponry. So basically a casualty walking. A Javelin does finally go down. Aiden Renshaw goes down finally. Dan the Mech Man is legged and open torso, open leg goes down. Blackjack down. Again, Griffin Sphere was being ignored, and finally they just turned and cleaned up what they had left. So European Dragoons going for their final kills here. And it's a desperate attempt now for 228 to try and get a cap win. They've now sent their lone remaining mech, which is playing the old school Viper build of heavy machine gun micropulse, and they're going to try and grab cap points. But on the opposing side, there's multiple Vipers have the exact same speed. I mean, we have a question in the chat. It's something that'll have to be dealt with after the drop. Kind of no reason to start typing here as we're playing out the remains of this. Looks like a 1v1. Viper's open side torso. Javelin's coming in on it. Was that mag shot on that Javelin? Yes, it is. That's a Snubnose PPC mag shot Javelin. Taking those new weapons to task here. And it's not a duel. It's a gang situation here where Javelin picks up, yeah, Viper goes down. But it was a 2v1, not a 1v1. No honor in that duel. All right, let's grab those stats. Throw it up on the screen for everyone to look at. So for now, I'm going to mark it off as a European Dragoons win. But I think that's going to get reversed. There's some damage numbers for y'all. What do we got? A low number on the Vulcan represents 1 alpha perhaps, and then Tech Priest went down, I guess. On the opposing side, we've got 2 kills out of their Vulcan and 2 kills out of MC Outlaw's Viper. So I like the team damage as well. I'm seeing a couple double digits. Good to know that people are shooting. Yeah, I gotta pull up a map here. Um, I don't know any other notable numbers that I should be mentioning here. Component destruction. I mean, we've got 5 components destroyed for the Viper, leading the team. You know, one of the javelins didn't pick up any kills, but they got 2 component destructions out of Taze Tatman. Hard to say. Were those destroyed components relevant, or were they like dummy shield arms? I don't know. Did he pick off one leg and then the teammate cleaned up the other leg before he could, or I don't know. Not all components are created equal. Oh, that's kind of a rough thing to say. My apologies to all you components out there who are listening. Um, each and every single one of you has value. Something I don't know. All right, that's that. Let's pull up a map strat for Bearclaw because we can. Get out of here, you crazy River City. Nobody likes you. Actually, I don't really mind it. I used to ban the map just because my frame rates were bad on it. Kind of still are, but not quite the same extent. I wouldn't say that I hate the layout. I just don't like the frame rates. Okay, Bearclaw is a new map, Bearclaw 2 specifically. And why is it called Bearclaw 2? Well, it's actually a lore thing. Bearclaw 2 was a planet that in the clan homeworld cluster, or near the clan homeworld cluster. I don't think it's a Pentagon world, but it's nearby one. And Clan Ghost Bear has a manufacturing facility on there for summoners. Thanks, Sarna.net. There were some other factions also in there. I believe Clan Novacat had holdings prior to their abjuring from Clan Space, and then there's another clan that was in there as well. Was it Clan Hell's Horses that had a stake? I don't remember. But the factory was Clan Ghost Bear, and it was producing summoners. Or Thors if you're an Inner Sphere Barbarian. All right, so what's the tonnage limit here? Because that's relevant, let's talk about the rules. Rules are 430 to 450. 430 to 450. You have to be at or in that margin. You can't be below, you can't be above. Yeah. What are teams going to do here? Well, there's a giant roof on here, so you can't use artillery strikes. So in a comp setting, I'd expect that you take your quick play mech and take out the consumables and the skill points that go into strikes, because they're not going to work here, and you know which map you're going to. Beyond that, what else are they doing? Well, they could try to play range. There's a rock in... Where's my grid? There we go. Scale to 7, there's a rock. You can put a Stalker or Battlemaster or something up there and just like pew your opponents, as it has really good sight lines to like the majority of the map. This is actually a big map. Cap strats can work on here, and teams have already demonstrated they want to do cap strats. So these 4 outside caps, there's a lot of different distance between them, like a lot of grid squares here. We're talking like 1, 2, 3, 4 grid squares. So that's like what, 1,000 meters? Oh, teams are locked. I'm expecting a cap strat though. That's what I was gonna loop around to once I got around to it, but here we go. All right, I'm not hearing of any issues on the stream, so we're gonna assume that everything's good. Not seeing any dropped frames. All right, so what I was talking about, giant roof. It doesn't look so beautiful from the top, but you know, maps weren't designed for spectators to be roaming around in a free cam. They were designed for players on the inside to be looking up at this giant ceiling at this mech factory or airstrip, protected airstrip. But orbital bombardment and clan space, not. I don't know. There's a giant structure and strikes don't work in it. Okay, here come the teams. There's the drop ships that I was looking for. What are they bringing?
Hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles from getting
228
your way.
Hellraisers from Heaven are bringing a binary Mead Marauder, Black Knight with binaries, Marauder with binaries, Jenner 2C that looks a little bit slow to me because it's got 2 ER large
We
and
captured
6 light
resource
machine guns.
point
Not
Sigma.
putting the clan AP Goss on there.
They have resource
Hellfire
point
with a
Gamma.
mid-range Vomit. Another of the Phoenix Hawks with light PPC, heavy PPC setup. Firestar triple light PPC. So they're doing skirmishers with a little bit of a range control strat out of their mid-range laser vomit. Closing side. Oh wow, I did not know you could put a Snubnose PPC and 4 mag shots on an Osiris 1P. Is that a build? I don't know if it is. Gargoyle's got flamers and red laser brawl. Mid-range vomit with lots of red laser backup
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
and more red laser brawl. So we're going to see a brawl here. AC-20 Snubnose PPC on those flames, all 3 of them with the
They've
same
taken
build.
Epsilon.
Light mech, Jenner grabbing that cap. How slow are they? Can they get out? They're not even being aggroed on. They're okay. They're safe. I was a little bit concerned there, but now, do they get a scout? Is the intel going to be there? No, they're looking the wrong way. Here's the scout. Here's the scout. Where's the scout? Still no scout. Finally sees the Osiris, but that's it. Sticking around instead of running in that Jenner. Oh no. Rosarius needs to be running. They aren't even looking to their left. They still don't see the main body. The main body, okay, now Rosarius has seen the main body, and they got to start booking it. You got to go, Jenner. And Jenner doesn't come off too bad in that fight. Cyrus takes some return fire from some of the mid-range. Now, this is the push. It's in the open, and they don't have leg cover on this. The terrain is very flat in this particular area of the map. Those Black Knight and Hellfire are going to be able to put a lot of damage in. Push is rerouted, slowed down. Slowing down is not necessarily a good thing, but you don't want to just run through the open. Who's going to lead this? Paul Mayers is going to lead. Is the rest of the team going to follow? Dumex going around on the low ground, which is going to take them longer to get up there. Taze the Tatman is taking a lot of leg damage. Nothing's open yet. Nothing's open. The push is not stalled out yet. They're missing the 2 mechs from behind though. Paul Mayers has been legged. Now the push is stalled. 2 mechs are not in it. 1 mech is dead, and the flankers are starting to come around from behind. The Firestarter and Jenner are going to be harassing the back. Taze Tatman has been legged as well. It's a massacre. And they still have to make a push down this runway into, well, yeah, the camping marauders with the mid-range high alpha vomit, which are be picking off legs outside of engagement range. Cyrus in a fight, both legs are open, 1 leg is gone. Phoenix Hawk has been legged in return. Phoenix Hawk could be a pickup here, a casualty. The Dragon's just running out into the open where the marauders are going to be able to shoot them. They're putting big damage onto the Black Knight. How's the Black Knight doing? Black Knight goes down, center torso. We have a power down. Hellfire's powered. No, they're not powered down? Look like they're powered down. But we're down to 2 mechs left on the side of the European Dragoons. Might have been the mechs that took the long way around. It's a legged gargoyle and a dragon that's about to be legged while getting a rear shot by light machine guns. And last man standing is the gargoyle. Gargoyle is down. And Tech Priest just sat there the entire time farming damage. 99%. Took a little bit of leg damage, probably from a falling damage or trying to leave the dropship. Clean win. Very clean win. It's hard to get in on a receive team on Bear Claw 2 if the sight lines are properly scouted and mechs are properly set up, which, 50-50. But in this particular case, they were. Go ahead and flip up the stat page while I switch teams in the lobby, not myself personally. I'm not switching teams, but I'm switching teams, if you know what I mean. So as I previously mentioned, we're doing Bear Claw another time, just switching team sides. So if there was a map imbalance, that would take care of it, as each team gets to play each side once. All right, just checking to make sure the stream is still up, not crashed, not... Okay, yeah, it looks everything's good there. So let's go ahead and pull up the map room. Is there anything to note on the damage side of things? I mean, I think the damage basically just tells a story. You've got, some camping mechs putting out big alphas and some mechs getting their legs torn off before they can get into range. I like that 20 team damage, though. Good job, Firestarter. And I don't think it was a strike because Bear Claw 2, no strike rule, so probably rear shot someone. Okay, let's pull up the map. We had Pusha Pusha as a strat. It didn't work. So the question then is, does European Dragoons do something other than Pusha Pusha, or do they just keep doing what they've been doing so far, all the other drops, and hope that it works out a little bit differently for them? And I'm guessing more Pusha Pusha. So then the question is, what mechs do they not use? And the answer to that question, if you're wondering, is the Charger. So again, to go back to the rule book, there's a chassis limit. You can only use a single mech chassis 3 times. You can use them all 3 in one drop, like all your gargoyles or all your dragons in one drop. And I'm going to give them a big hand of applause there for using up dragons, because you don't see that much dragon use competitively the past couple of years in MechWarrior Online. They're out of dragons now for European Dragoons. So what have they not used? And they haven't used chargers. And chargers are very strong for a push strat. So we're going to see some chargers here. They're going to be large X pulse with some small lasers, or maybe just pure small laser. They could do something different with that, but they're a push team from what I've seen. So I'm expecting chargers. And on the opposing side, 228 Hellraisers from Heaven. I don't know what they're going to use. They haven't used Stalkers yet, but I don't see Jay-Z on their roster, so, don't know if the Stalkers are going to be used or not. And I don't know if I would take Stalkers on Bear Claw 2. Jump Jets and, maybe a little bit more mobility. Like, okay, so the Marauder 2 doesn't have any more speed, but the Jump Jets help it to get up on some of these, positions that we saw. I don't even know where on the map. I don't know this map very well. I don't think Stalkers here. They might save the Stalkers for the last drop. Although looking at the map options for the last drop, I don't know if I like Stalker on there either. I do love Stalkers though. Yeah. European Dragoons have been content to do this like mid-range receive type stuff. Are they going to switch it up? It's been working. Why change what's been working, right? So 228 probably just going to do more of the same, just with different chassis. They used up 2 of their Marauder 2s. They still have 1 left. I don't think Direwolf is quite what they're looking for. I don't know. Do what they do. All right, teams are locked. So let's not keep them waiting. I mean, some of these people are planning to go to bed and some of them are planning to go to work. So actually, it's a Saturday. They might not work today. I have no idea what their work schedules are. Don't ask me. Um, yeah, not forgetting nothing, am I? Nah, we're good. We're all good. All right, team sides have been changed, but other than that, they're doing the same thing over again, except different mechs and maybe different strats. Oh yeah, it's an indoor runway, not a factory. Why was I thinking this was a factory? We've got some drop ships down in here. Yeah. So an indoor airport makes sense, except when you're clan, because clans do bidding and trials for things. They don't orbital bombard. They don't show up unannounced and ambush you. Anyway, enough lore ranting. I get a mech dad medal if I keep it up. Where are the chargers? I don't see chargers. Interesting. We've got Orions with ERPPCs, Summoners with ERPPC, triple ERPPC on the Summoner. Crusaders, Summoners, PPC, small lasers. So that is the screening force for the ERPPCs. And they rebrought that Osiris that we saw last drop. So they believe in the mech. And I don't know whether I don't. I'll let them demonstrate it. We do have Stalkers in the side of 228. Well, there we go. Stalkers with mid-range vomit and Black Knight with mid-range vomit. They didn't use the club last time. ERPCs on the Crusader. Hellfire doing the mid-range vomit. Worked well last drop. Why not take it again? That is going to be the last Phoenix Hawk that they have available to them, if I'm counting correctly. And same build, probably the same pilot yet too. Maybe it's the only mech they own. Or maybe they just really love that that mech the way that that Jay-Z loves his Stalkers. And a Firestarter. So very similar drop deck for 228. They're basically just changed up some of their receive mechs because of the chassis restriction, but they're doing the same thing. It's same style of drop deck. Where it's changed here is the European Dragoons. They're bringing ERPCs on their Orions. Those Orions have mask, so they're potentially kind of fast, but it's going to be more about trading here. If they can set up and get those PPCs to start working for them, they will outtrade that mid-range vomit type setup. But that's going to be a tall task because 228's going to handle it well. They're not just going to stand in the open and take damage. But this is, again, a counter NASCAR cap strat, but with significantly less speed and mechs that require range to work. They're going to have trouble out-capping their opponents. We already see the one cap mech. I'm going to go look at them because there's nothing else happening. But this Firestarter here, their job is going to be to follow the train and grab Gamma, then grab Kappa, then grab Sigma, then grab Epsilon. And at the same time, the Dragoons here, they don't really have the ability to push in an outnumbered situation because of those ERPPC Orions are going to be heat capped. So they can't, like, 7v6 brawl push when they see that there's mech on Gamma. And they're keeping a mech on Sigma as well, so that's not what they're doing. 228, they would get out-traded in a pure trade situation, but they have the ability to group up and push, which will negate those Orions. And the 3 Crusaders and the Osiris probably aren't going to be able to deal with a full 7 push from 228 if 228 elects to do that. Like, okay, there's a big difference between 3 ERPPC Orion brawling and a 2 ERPPC 12 small laser Crusader brawling. There's also a big difference when they're trading against each other. But Bearclaw 2 isn't Alpine Peaks when it comes to trading. Sightlines just aren't quite the same. Or potential for push. And the sightlines are easier to close off as well. That's a bigger issue. All right, so it's going to actually be a 7v6. It is going to be a brawl here. The Orions are kind of lagging though, so maybe it's not 7v6. Maybe it's like 5v6. I don't know. Firestars continue to go for that Kappa cap. Makes sense. Their team currently has a 3 cap though, so they don't really need to, but why not? Oh, Hammerfell's taking big hits here. Almost lost side torso, which would be a huge heat issue for them. But on the other side, Paul Mayers gets legged and killed, trying to lead some sort of a push or skirmishing attempt out front ahead of their team again. I don't know if it's a team coordination issue or just somebody's got the cojones and the others don't. One of the Orions is legged. If they can shield that leg effectively, that doesn't really matter because they don't need to close distance. As long as they got the angle, it doesn't really matter. The other Orion looks pretty healthy. Hammerfell's keeping that side torso attached. We have a skirmish on the inside as well. It's a single Orion drawing some eyeballs and some weapons fire. Oh, Tech Priest is maybe getting a little bit overly aggressive, took some rear damage. They could get jumped and killed here, but we have a push on the opposing side as well. It's out into the open, though, while Tech Priest is doing their fight on the Vanguard. The front here is pushing on the Orion. It's a NASCAR situation around these pillars. And that Firestarter full capped Kappa and is now starting to head toward the fight. Or, well, they're doing something. They've been out of the fight forever, but it's 500 cap points to 300 cap points with a 4 cap to 1 type situation. So this fight kind of doesn't even matter anymore. A lot of time spent running around the outside of the map before engaging in a brawl. And we have an Osiris doing its best against a Stalker. Stalker's got their back to a wall. Both their legs are very wounded, but the Osiris has been legged and will be going down momentarily. That's that. Another win for the higher division favored team, where they had control of both the kills and the caps. I need to get this up before I get back to the lobby real quick here. All right, there's some damage numbers for you to look at. I got a little bit of work to do in the lobby. So this competitive format is a little bit more complex than some of the previous ones. There's 3 different maps that the teams can end up playing on. And they ban a map, and then one of the teams chooses from the remaining 2 maps which map they wish to play out of that 3 map pool. So Team 2 is going to do the ban. Let's put this up on screen, right? This could be interesting. I mean, damage numbers are damage numbers. We can look at that later. All right, so they ban Rubelite Oasis. Wait, is that even in the map pool? And I can't type. Anyway, they're dealing with it. So the maps, potential maps, are Mining Collective, HPG Manifold, and Canyon Network. So the ban has to be one of those 3 maps. Then the other team will be selecting one of those 3 maps to play. So we're waiting for the ban from Team 2. Team 2 is being European Dragoons. They are the Team 2 for this match, even though we're switching team sides. It's still... Okay, so they ban Canyon Network. Opposing side bans HPG. So Mining and Mining Collective will be the map. Where is Mining Collective? It's not alphabetical. Why is it not alphabetical? I don't know. The alphabet's hard. Is it? Anyway, Mining Collective. And then actually, team gets to choose team side. After Team 1 chooses the map, Team 2 gets to choose team side. I'm pretty sure Team 2 chooses, but I'm not 100%. I skimmed the rulebook. I didn't read it. But I believe Team 1 picks the map after Team 2 does the ban, and then Team 2 gets to choose the map side after Team 1 chooses the map, because, you know, if there was a map that was heavily favored to one team or the other, you want to give the other team that doesn't choose that map the option to choose the team side. And there we have it. Team 2 is choosing to play Team 2 side of the map. All right, it's not that complex, but at the same time, it is a little bit complex because you have to be preparing for two different maps because you can ban one, so you don't have to prepare for all three, but you need to prepare for two different maps. And then on top of that, you have to prepare for two different team sides, kind of ish, depending. Unless if you're like team two, in which case you can choose a team side, so then you only have to choose to prepare for two different maps from a single team side, as you can choose which team side then. But yeah, you're potentially preparing four different strats depending how hardcore your team is and whether or not you just run all the same mechs all the time or not. And then on top of that, of course, is the mech chassis ban thing as well. So if you like want to use your chargers on Mining Collective, but you want to use if you're not playing Mining Collective because it got banned and you're playing Canyon Network instead, maybe you want to use Stalkers instead. So then what to use on Bear Claw 2, use Chargers or to use Stalkers because you don't know until drop 5. And then as a team leader, this would be a headache. And I'm a caster. I'm not a team leader, so I don't have to deal with any of that. That's amazing. I'm going to pull up the damage numbers here once more for anyone who hasn't had their fill. Yes, you could always rewatch it, pause it, go back, whatever. We've got a couple minutes. And I should actually change the map room to Mining Collective so it looks silly. Like it did for the first drop because I'm silly. Okay, here it's alphabetical, right? But they took the out, so I need to look under M, not under. Alright, I know what I'm doing. And if anyone believes that, I've got a bridge for sale. Damage numbers. Look at the damage numbers. Ranger Dave, his team doesn't trust him with weapons fire after the 20 team damage that was dealt out last round, so he got sent on the long cap strat. Didn't get to do any fighting, just ran around and stood in colored boxes. I hope you still had fun, Ranger Dave, listening to your teammates fight, but it's a thankless job, so I'm here to thank you on their behalf. Looks like Hammerfell did the team damage last drop. So I guess he's on cap duty next week. Damage numbers are relatively low, which indicates fairly clean kills. It was close quarters, not a lot of scattered spread damage, I suppose. And yeah, not really much else to say. All right, should we talk about the map? Sure, let's talk about the map. It's Mining Collective. Now, if you were a participant or a viewer of Championship Series 2023, CompQ 2023, you might be familiar with Mining Collective because it got played a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Beta's in the center, but unlike Bear Claw 2, there aren't 4 grid squares from the cap points to one another. They're like right next to each other. This is called a small map. Now, it's deceptively small though, because even though the cap points are physically close together, the terrain, there's all these little blocking pieces everywhere, so it can make going from a cap to another cap a little bit difficult. And in that regard, cap strats are possible. But teams are locked, so here we go. And that's that. I mean, look, it's been done to death before. You really didn't need a Mining Collective primer. Have not seen very many of these new weapons yet. We've seen AP Gauss and Mag Shot. We haven't seen any Silver Bullet Gauss rifles. None of that clan light PPC, the plasma cannon or whatever they're calling it. And what's the other new weapon? Oh yeah, Thunderbolt missiles, right? Yeah. Just the Mag Shot and AP Gauss. That's the only new weapons we have seen so far today. I don't know if it's the teams that just haven't like had time to work them out, or if the teams have had plenty of time to work them out and have decided that Thunderbolt missiles and plasma cannons are not very effective. I don't actually know because I don't play this game. That's kind of partially true actually. My bad. Dire Wolves. We got Dire Wolves. 8 AC2, 8. Oh no, the other's Gauss raid mech. And we got some light mechs doing light mech things. I want to see if there's new weapons on them. Is that Osiris? Yep, reusing the third Osiris there. They must love that mech. And a flea with ERM light machine gun, so it's a mid-range skirmisher flea, not a brawler flea. Dragon Slayer, Snubnose PPC, SRM 6, Brawl. Kloss, which is a stone rhino, behemoth if you're an inner sphere filthy animal. Rat, I don't know. And another brawler Dragon Slayer. Those Dragon Slayers, that's weird. I'm gonna say it's weird. And then I won't elaborate on that. We have a 3 cap out of 228. Yeah, I got the logos correct there. Good. Hellspawn is running brawl type stuff, maybe more skirmishy than brawly though. Vipers as well. They could brawl with that, but it's like a wolf pack. No, they are brawling. Well, these executioners are going to be, 2 large pulse and a whole bunch of red lasers. They're definitely brawling here. 228, shaking things up. They're not doing range receive. And there are 2 AC2 direwolves. Actually, sorry, one of them was AC2, the other is not. But they're set up to do some high DPS receive as we are starting to see that weapons fire coming in. Anyone wants to see what that looks like? Get a little bit of an idea here. Kind of. I don't know. No Goss ER large yet. Maybe make a rotation to the left so you can start getting shots, or don't. I mean, they're covering sight lines. They're stopping a push. The push is not happening, though, because why would you push an AC2 Direwolf when you can just grab a 3 cap or a 4 cap, as is the case right now?
We have gained Epsilon.
Osiris is currently just sticking around to continue scouting / screening. The rest of the team is rotating to cover the Direwolves. Theta is being taken, though, right now. A mech that is without support could be jumped, but the Flea's kind of a hard target to catch. So Flea's going to try to do some cap duty, try to keep these direwolves from having to push up anywhere, allow them to keep doing this camping in the back row here. Stone Rhino is moving to receive and destroy something in a brawl. We have a skirmish. Viper chased the Flea off. Flea goes, I don't really want Theta anyways. I'm going to go get Kappa. Smart choice. I support those decisions, but it does mean that the caps are continuing to tick right now. Currently a 3 cap, but to become a 4 cap. Oh, Theta got denied. But we'll probably be, oh no. Victor down, both legs off of Heckler's Victor. And again, just a reminder, these teams are kind of in different divisions. So it was expected that 228 would be winning here today. The opposite would be a major upset. And we have a kill here. I missed it. There it is. There's the kill. Hellspawn flew too close to the sun, got its head blown off by triple PPs out of Victor. I was questioning the Victor, but if you can pull headshots off, then apparently the Victor is a good mech. I missed a headshot. Wow. I failed as a caster and in life. Executioner from Hammerfell, major damage. They're just standing there, allowing the caps to take in their favor. Fair is fair. Why would you push the direwolf if you don't have to? Oh, they're sitting on their 3 cap. They're pulling back now. Yeah. You don't want to make that push. You know, you don't really want to trade 2 large pulse against 2 Goss or ER large, though, either. But if you can just stop taking damage and extend the match. And the Kloss doesn't have as much ability to retreat, but they've also got the close range big alpha, so maybe that's fine. Flea's on Gamma. Viper is on Kappa. Oh, the Flea's actually engaging Dan the Mechman's Executioner, or Executioner defending the cap point, however you want to look at it. Again, the Flea's got to find something here, or the caps, which are currently at like 450 to 230, are just going to end it in like, I don't know, 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes to cap one. Let's call it that way. Executioner is not some kind of fight the Flea can take, but any time they spend running between caps is time that they do not spend on a cap. Obviously, I'm just here to point out, the obvious. Captain Obvious, that's my my new name. We have a fight. Colossus is pushing. They're almost legged though. And yeah, okay, so Stone Rhino from Tech Priest has been halved, probably going to go down, but Eight Man is legged and is battling an Executioner, which can just run circles around them now. Although Griffin's space is too in close and in tight against that Stone Rhino, I don't think they're going to win this fight. Maybe. They just need one more alpha on that leg, but their center torso is open. Griffin Sphere goes down. Dazed Hatman lives. Now they need to get to cap points because caps are at 600, and it's a 5 cap right now. The big fight that matters is going to be this Flea versus the Viper. Flea has to run away. Viper is, well, doesn't really care about the Flea. Don't blame him. That Flea can't stand on 5 cap points at the same time, and unless if this Victor makes it to Theta like now, and by now I mean yesterday, really nothing matters. Viper's just going to run away. Viper gets killed. Doesn't matter. Ranger Dave got to do some fighting this drop, but doesn't get the better end of the fight. Dragon Slayer not standing on Theta. Dragon Slayer not standing on Theta, but it doesn't really matter. This drop is over on the caps. So well done for 228. They didn't push into an AC2 Direwolf, and instead they elected to maintain cap control, which is correct decision, as it turns out here. They only have one mech remaining, Dan the Mech Man. If there were mechs on Theta, Gamma, and Sigma right now, but there are not. Dan the Mech Man gets spared as the caps do tick down. Did I call it 2 minutes? I think we're 2 seconds off from 2 minutes from when I called it. But yeah, those caps, they start running away. They run away. Clean win there for 228. I don't know if it's 4 drops or 5 drops one. That would be a referee issue to deal with. So stay tuned to tournament to find out exactly whether they get 4 or 5 match wins. I expect it's going to be 5 though, but I'm not a referee. It's not my place to say. Damage numbers. Who likes damage? C91 in the Victor Dragon Slayer, who I believe also pulled off a headshot, picks up 4 kills, 7 components destroyed, and 830 damage. Out farming the Direwolves, which just didn't have the angles ever. And that's the issue there. Took a little bit too long to get the kills from European Dragoons. Opposing side, well, you've got Ranger Dave, who had the job of running around shooting at a flea. Aiden Drangshaw didn't really deal damage either. Their job was to run around and stand in cap points. So, Yami no Tenshi got headshot. That's why they've got 2 damage there. Rest of the team, relatively even. Hammerfell top damage with just under 500, picked up a kill as well. But this was a mech killing win on the side of Europe, but they lost on caps. Thing is with when you're doing a cap strat, you have to have map control where it's relevant as well. And they didn't have the cap control because the range domination where they were set up didn't allow them to take the caps. Anyway, so Division C wins, beats Division D. That's really dismissive. It was more than that. There were some close fights. There were, 228. They had to earn their win. It wasn't just handed to them, and it's better than a bye. Even on the side of European Dragoons, would you rather sit this week or actually get to play a match and maybe you make some points, maybe you don't? Anyway, that is it. That is my my cast for today. Their match for today. Really don't have anything else to say today. Thanks for watching, supporting the MWO comp, MWO leagues, and their channels, and everything in that. Supporting us casters who are trying to do our best here, and then the teams who are showing up and putting in a performance, providing us with some entertainment. So thank you, teams, for playing at a time when I could cast your match and for allowing me to sit in and spectate this. Thank you to MW Leagues for organizing everything or coordinating it. I guess organizer isn't necessarily MW leagues. I don't know how it's set up. I'm not a tournament organizer. But hey, it was fun, and I hope you all had fun as well. And yeah, catch you all around. Maybe not myself personally, but follow this channel. There's probably going to be another match cast sometime today. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but if you know, follow the channel, you'll get a little notification. And if you missed it, you can go and watch it later on the YouTube channel after a day or two. They get uploaded, archived onto YouTube. You can go watch it on the MWO League's YouTube channel. I hope you all have a good day.